Good morning. This is Elder G. God can woke us up one more time. God can start us on our way. God can close us in our right mind. And I hope and pray that all our limbs are working properly. I want to talk about America now. I want to talk about how America is turned against God. How America can turn against truth. How America can turn against God and turn against Christ. And they did it for lies and for hate. The hate of people where they from. The hate of people for who they love. I hate for people for what country they from. Or what color they skin. Trying to tell, excuse me, trying to tell God what to do. Trying to show God all the mistakes he made when he made Mexicans. Or he made Haitians. Or he made Africans. Or he made Arabs. Or he made Jews. Or how you look. Or how big you is. That's what the present white people hate for. That's what they tearing down the country for. They tearing down the country because they hate niggas and they hate spicks and they hate wetbacks and they hate people from Venezuela or from Haiti. The largest economy in the world. We've been a republic for over 200 years, coming up to 250 years. It was perfectly fine for all those prejudiced white people as long as they were large and in charge. But that's as soon as God turned it around, where 90% of the world population is black and brown people, and America is getting ready to be the majority black and brown people. They can't stand that they failures. Since the 1300s that we know of, they've been here. They got a 500-year head start. Stealing land. They wasn't buying it. They were stealing land. They wasn't just stealing the land. They slaughtered the people that lived on the land. They made themselves a god. They made themselves better than anybody on the planet. They was going to do just like Lucifer. They was going to lift their kingdom above God's. But God had another plan. They had their foot around the black and the brown people. Starting with the black in 1619. When they had already slaughtered the Native Americans. I look at the Native Americans and the Mexicans the same people. They just live in different parts of North America, and their country is called by a different name. But as far as the people, I mean, you can look at a Native American and a Mexican. Can you really tell the difference? They look, from appearances, I would say they're the same people. But not that evil white man. That evil white man is going all around the world, destroying people. Not because the people are doing anything, not because the people have capabilities to fight against them, just because they can. Because of lust and power and lies. And turning their back on God. You see this chart I got up there? It's the 10th largest country in the world by land area. So, number one at the top, I'm just going to go through the top 4. The top 10 largest countries in the world by land area is Russia, 17.1. And next, it's the country that Trump wants to be the 51st state. Canada's got the next largest land mass. Then the United States, and then China. China's got over 1.5 billion people. Just think about this. China has got 1.5 billion people, and we only got like 350 million. And China got less land mass. Just think about how gluttony America is, how greedy America is, how evil America is. Not everybody here is like that. Black folks ain't like that because we came here and was brought here as slaves. Native America is not like that because the Caucasian came here and slaughtered them. The Mexicans is not like that because the prejudiced white men slaughtered a lot of them too and took their land. So if we look at you hear President Trump all the time about how rich the United States is, how rich and powerful. We owe our deficit. A deficit is bills that you accumulated through the 1 month, and at the end of the month, you can't pay what you owe. So that's going to be carried over into the next month. If you can't pay next month, it's going to be carried over into a month. And every month, interest is added to that money. Every month, interest is added to that money. You are not going to be able to pay $39 trillion. All the economists and everybody tell you, and you got a smartphone in your hand, or you can go to the library and you can look it up for yourself, and you will know that America is never going to be able to pay back a $39 trillion deficit. Just think about what these prejudiced white people is doing. Just think about how they destroying America. $39 trillion. China, with 1.5 billion people that's living there, and they got less land mass, their GDP is only $17 trillion. America GDP is $26 trillion. And we got less people, way less people than China. And every month, we $39 trillion in deficit. That means that debt we owe that we cannot pay. And what do the no good, prejudiced white man go do? He go out, he round up all the people in the field that's picking your fruit, that's working in the meat packing plant, that's cutting your grass, that painting your houses and building your house and putting a roof on your head. And they barely making it. $7.25, $8, $9, $10, $15, $20 an hour, which is nothing. $7.25 an hour. You can work a 40-hour week, and all you're gonna take home after working 40 hours at $7.25 is about $165. Can you imagine you busting your tail and you going to work for 40 hours, and these prejudiced people and evil people is paying you $7.25 an hour. And after they take out taxes and everything, after a 40-hour week, you take home $165. How are you going to take care of your family? You're not being sorry. You're not committing sin. You're not doing evil. You're trying to do right and follow what the laws say and what the Constitution says. And you only took home $165. It costs you, if you got a big old truck or a big old car, the way gas, it'll cost you $75 just to fill up your pickup truck. So you made $165 take-home pay. Through that week, you have to put $75 in your car just so you can get back and forth to work. You have to buy lunch so you can eat every day. And you work all week for $75, for $7.25 an hour. And after taxes and everything, you took home $175. And through that week, you filled your truck up. It cost you $75. Remember, you only took home for that whole week $165 after tax. And you gotta go home, and you got a wife there, and you got a child there, and you making $7.25, and you took home $165, and you filled your truck up for $75, and you bought lunch. You don't spend every dime of that $165 you took home just to fill your car up so you can go to work and to eat lunch. That is a disgrace. That is a disgrace to the human race. That's a disgrace to God. It's a disgrace to Jesus Christ that somebody will work a man or a woman and pay them $7.25 an hour just to fill up their car and to eat lunch. Evil. Evil people. Evil. And then you're going to brag about how rich this country is. How can you be rich when you $39 trillion in debt? Your deficit is twice as large as China GDP. Your deficit, the bills that you can't pay, is twice the GDP of China, and you going around bragging like you rich and powerful when you ain't nothing but a liar. You ain't nothing but a liar.